Seems like a lot of these videos start with an editor's note. Last video I missed to hesitate. Oh, there it is.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Steel Donut Collective. My name's Connor. With me today we have the whole crew. We have Blake.
Hey everybody.
Bob.
This is my final intro line.
Matt.
Hey, I'm Matt.
And Yella.
Good day.
Because we are returning to A Reason for Insanity. This is part 12, chapter 23 and 24. So, I guess...
Oh, boy.
If we need any recap, Blake...
If you need a recap at this point, then there's no helping you.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, really
If
far
you
in.
need a recap, just go watch the whole series again.
Yeah.
It's worth
Chapter
it.
23. Truth. When they arrived at the hospital, Sonic walked through the front doors with a confused Shadic following him. One of the doctors tried to stop him, but he attacked the man first.
Always be
At
first.
least he tried. He tried. Good on that doctor.
Shadic,
He told his son.
find a person named Tails and kill him. I'll deal with the hospital staff.
The whole staff.
Person.
Yeah, of course.
Maybe you should have specified a little bit more.
Shadic nodded and hurried to do what Sonic wanted. The computer was the fastest way to find Tails, so he went around the counter with the hope that he'd be able to figure out how to find the information. A few minutes later, he found where Tails was located and ran off. Soon the ultimate life form had went into Tails' room. The fox was badly injured. Can I just say real quick, electronic medical records are the fucking worst systems.
It's usually in
the
Windows
most
95.
unrealistic part of this story so far is that it took him a few minutes to find where Tails was. Like, no way.
I mean, to be fair, Bob, he is the ultimate life form.
Well,
That's true. That is true.
yeah.
It is.
Well, I at least am glad that Tails is back in existence.
Yeah.
That's true.
I kind of missed him, you know.
I didn't.
I love Tails, man.
Okay, I didn't miss him. That's fair.
They said you were in bad condition.
Shadic said. He went over to Tails' bedside. The fox didn't look like someone who deserved to die. Yikes.
What?
But it wasn't
Okay.
it wasn't his place to question Sonic. The least he could do was give him a quick death.
I like the idea that you can just see on a person that they would
Whether or
deserve,
not they
to,
deserve
die.
to die. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know
Like,
what a
what the
person who
fuck?
deserves to die looks like.
Yeah, no, that's
Probably
kinda
looks like
fucked up.
Sonic.
Also the least you could do is nothing.
Yeah.
In any
Literally.
situation, the least you could do is nothing.
Yeah.
Tails opened his eyes and saw him.
Shadic?
Shadic hesitated.
Oh,
How do you know my name? Your mother and I are friends, but she's in critical condition. Sonic, not one, not three, did this. Don't trust him. But he's my father. Why wouldn't I trust him? He created me. Created? What are you talking about? And how did you age so rapidly? Last time, from the guy who made the gender changing machine, last time I saw you days ago, you were only a baby.
I didn't even think about that until you brought it up.
I saw
Why
him
is
days
Tails
ago.
surprised?
Yeah.
How many-
A lot happens in a day in the story, man. So it feels like
gonna
years.
say,
Yeah.
Days, huh? Not even a week. Not
No,
even
this
a fucking
story-
week went by.
This story took years off our lives, but it's only taken place over the course of like a weekend.
Exactly, yeah. I woke
Since
up and
this thing has started, there has literally never been a dull moment for anyone involved. Because it's like they don't even sleep by this point.
Wait, no, actually, now that I think about it, last video, he spent 2 weeks waiting for
Oh, right,
Shadic
yeah.
to
I
age
was
up.
gonna say it had to have been
Okay,
longer
never
than
mind.
days,
There
right?
there have been the occasional time jumps.
Maybe while Tails was in hospital, he took a little break, and he visited the Space Colony Ark, and saw Shadic in the machine, and
Yeah.
then went back to the hospital.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can see that.
I mean, that or Tails just has no idea how much time has actually passed.
I
He
thought
was
maybe
near
Tails went
death.
into the hyperbolic time chamber
Yeah.
or something.
No,
it's only been a couple days for him.
You know, it's like you got like a week on Earth, a week on Mars, a week in the planet of Station Square.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different. So yeah, Shadic says, I woke up and I was in something called the Ark. Father told me he created me to help him with something on Earth.
Tails shook his head.
He must have used Gerald's machine to recreate you as the new ultimate life form.
Deductive.
Yeah.
He muttered under his
Wow, right on the nose.
Yeah, playing that violin like
Figured
crazy.
that out instantly.
300 IQ, man.
Actually, yeah. He muttered under his breath.
Sonic isn't who you think he is. He's insane. He killed his own family and tried to kill me and your mother. Not and, but and kidnapped you. Go to Blaze. She'll tell you everything. Did he use ellipses this poorly before?
I think Tails is supposed to be like,
So
On
injured.
death's door.
really weak. And
Yeah.
such.
He's
Well, it
knocking
didn't
on
say
death's
that.
door.
Right.
I mean,
I mean, it's
wasn't-
kind of implied. He was in
sort
the
of
hospital.
implied he's
for
in the
a reason.
hospital,
No.
yeah.
Yeah. A good writer would just have his guess. They wouldn't say he sputtered weakly.
Yeah,
the ID
no.
beeping in the background.
The one time
Nah,
we need
dog.
descriptors for how somebody spoke, they're not here.
Yay.
It's
Yeah.
amazing how they're always here when you don't need them, but the one time you need them, they're gone.
Yeah.
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 Shadic was confused, but nodded.
What about you? And how will I know I found Blaze?
Who is this Blaze person?
He just trusts Tails.
Yeah.
If that
I mean, he
is
is-
their
he is an
real
infant.
name.
Oh, and also Tails doesn't look like someone who deserves to die.
Yeah.
Tails wrote her address down on a piece of paper and gave it to him. Shattuck looked at it and nodded, but then remembered what Sonic told him to do.
Right. The mission.
Putting a little pea
Oh
brain
yeah,
to
the
work
killing
there,
you
isn't he?
part.
Sonic, essentially Sonic is King Cold, and he created Frieza, and it's like, maybe you shouldn't have done that, because Frieza can, beat you up now.
Real bastard, yeah.
Yeah.
Sonic told me to kill you,
He said.
but if you're telling the truth, I shouldn't.
Gee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, this is why I was saying to give Shadic a chance, because like he's just got aged up and is like, okay, what is my purpose? And Sonic is like, you help me,
pass
kill
butter.
people. But
You
then
pass
Sonic was an asshole to him. Like Shadic knows nothing about the world, so like this actually totally makes sense that he's like, do I really need to kill this guy? I mean,
Yeah.
Kind of.
the only reason I should is because I was given an order to.
Wait a minute, something happened in a hospital in the story and it made sense? That's a reason for insanity.
There we go.
We have not had a
we go.
I knew
definitive
we'd
reason
find
for
it
insanity in a
eventually.
long time, but that is a
I
reason.
knew we'd find the
Right.
reason for insanity. There it
There it
is. It
is.
was
It
right
all-
there the whole time.
It only
Right, so,
took
like, maybe-
chapter 23.
So like maybe main character isn't the right wording, but like I think Shadic has a purpose here, so don't just brush him off
Yeah.
as
no.
being worthless.
Are you
know.
speaking to the chat on our?
I'm mainly
on our
speaking to
right?
the chat, so you can
Okay.
cut this. I think
No, I'm leaving it in.
because
Chat.
like I saw some things
saw
that
you
chat
in the
comment
chat.
confused.
Someone
Yeah.
left a comment about
Okay.
it last video.
You're like, Shadic is stupid. He should die. Well, you know what?
No.
Actually, I don't have an end to that sentence.
You know what?
You
Yeah,
haven't- you haven't seen Bob's sick
But he does
fanfic.
serve a point in the story, but he is stupid and should die. That part's correct. Just because you're right doesn't mean you're not wrong.
The fox nodded and coughed as Shattuck left the hospital. Just fucks off.
Just
He,
nodded.
he ran to Blaze's house and knocked on the door. The door opened, and Blaze stood there.
Whoa, she lives in her house.
It's not destroyed.
Oh, that's true shit.
Shattuck,
So does
she
that-
said, tears
does
in her
that
eyes.
mean that she does turn into a human-sized airplane?
It's been over a week. 2 even. What happened to you?
I woke up like this in the Ark. Tails told me you could explain everything.
Yes, of course. Come in.
I am
sure.
putting this. I'm putting this on my acting reel. Let me tell you.
Yeah, don't you love how utilitarian this story is written? I guess we should be thankful it's not more flowery, but like sometimes these sentences crack me up with how blunt they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been something about like pinkness of her pony flesh or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
my
I'm
God.
sorry. I just glanced down, and Blaze is about to give us a recap of the previous 22 chapters.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
All right, Shad, can you do the recap?
Shattuck nodded and did so. Blaze looked at him. He had the appearance of a 16-year-old. She hesitated and brought Shattuck into the room where Shadow was. Shattuck's eyes widened when he saw her.
What happened to her?
He looked at Blaze.
Is there anything I can do for her?
This is your mother, Blaze said. 2 weeks ago, Shadow found out that Sonic was abused as a child and decided to help him. He was diagnosed with schizophrenia, was put in a mental hospital, but escaped and killed his own parents. Tails will be released from the hospital in a few days. Shadow got pregnant and had you, but she couldn't keep you because it reminded her too much of Sonic, so I took you in and adopted you, but Sonic kidnapped you. A few days after Shadow gave birth, Sonic tortured her, causing her to go into a vegetative state. Now she's like this.
You're telling me this entire story takes place within 2 fucking weeks?
Okay, hold on. Actually, I want to check something real quick.
That is insane.
I think the Occam's razor thing here is to think that the authors forgot Sonic had to wait 2 weeks for Shadic to,
because I was
grow.
about to.
I'm about to cut this at the pass because otherwise that implies the first 20 chapters happened in an afternoon.
Regardless of that, I believe they did specify that several months passed while Shadow was pregnant.
Yes, at least 9.
They just didn't say it here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we determined the length of.
Did we determine the length of a hedgehog giving birth? What was
guys,
it? A couple months.
It's like a photo book. Look back at all the great memories. You remember when they were chapter upon chapter of Shadow being like, I can't keep the baby, but I don't want to abort it. What do I do?
And then Tails pushing her around saying, I wouldn't abort it, but if you want to, I guess. And then later going, you should abort the baby. I'll set up the appointment with the doctor.
I'm just gonna, I have this ongoing mission. The reason I'm filling up this in-jokes playlist is so eventually I can just say to go there. I don't have to make any jokes anymore. Basically, anytime anything crazy happens in the story, just go watch Matt Damon saying, okay.
Okay.
And you have, I think, all of our responses, if I can speak for the group.
Okay.
If Matt Damon can speak for the group. Father did this. I love that I get to say father so much.
Yeah, that's great. I love it.
Shadic nearly choked on the words, vision blurring with tears. He couldn't believe Sonic had done this, or that he was about to help him.
You're still about to?
You're still about to, okay.
Yeah.
Because they didn't make it sound previous. It's like, I can't believe I'm about to do this.
It's like gun to your head. It's like, okay, I guess I'm about to blow your brains out.
I'm sorry I had to do this to you.
I'm sorry, but I had to do it to him.
Oh, why'd you make me do this?
I mean, actually, you didn't make me. The other guy did. But you know what?
No.
Stop
genociding yourself. Stop genociding yourself.
Straight out of the old fucking prank, dude. I'm sorry I had to do this to you.
God.
Why would he do something like this? Was it his schizophrenia?
Scary.
How on the nose? Sonic's a very dangerous person, she told her adopted son. He's insane, but hopefully he'll die from the centipede in his body.
Take a real long
God,
game there.
Hang on, guys. Anyone who hasn't heard it so far, take your bets right now. Is he gonna die to the centipede in his body? Take your bets. Write it in the comments.
I'll be honest,
because they're fucking building this up so much. I have no idea if this is going to be one of those things where they actually foreshadowed it, or one of those things where they forget about it entirely.
There was a while there early in the story where everything that was mentioned would come true. But honestly, that kind of faded away.
Yeah, now anytime anything is hammered home, I have no idea if the authors are just going to completely forget about it or if it's actually going to happen.
On one hand, it could be heavy foreshadowing. On the other hand, it could be the authors constantly reminding themselves, "All right, got to keep in mind this is happening."
Yeah, that's right. There is a centipede in his body. Let me write that again. Yeah, there we go.
It may not
if I
be
forget,
heavy,
I can glance up and see that, yes, he does have a centipede in his body. Gotta mention it every fucking chapter now.
It may not be heavy foreshadowing, but it's definitely heavy femme shadowing.
Oh, hey, look at that. Hey.
I don't know how much that really works, but I liked the wordplay.
Yeah, no, that's our clever boy.
I mean, that's pretty much my reaction to every Logic song.
Yeah, actually.
Hot take for you.
Oh, God.
I'm still thinking.
Let's just get going.
It's so appropriate.
I'm sorry. I just accidentally read ahead a bit. Can we please get to that? Because holy shit.
This confused Shadic.
Confused me too. How do you know of it?
I was there when it happened. I was there when it went into his body.
Love this line. Do you know the centipede?
I know it on a first-name basis.
Do you know
That's the
this
wrong
button?
voice I should have been playing. But...
I'm laughing so hard my head is hurting.
Blaze, no.
I'm laughing so hard my heart is hurting.
Oh,
How do you know this?
Yes, his name is Gregory.
God. Like, what was the other line that was so fun? Oh, yeah, the centipede said nothing.
The centipede said nothing.
This feels like on the same level. This feels like on the same level. Like, do
I
you
know-
know the centipede?
I know we know that the centipede is silver. Why do all the other characters assume the centipede is, like, capable of speech and, like...
Yeah, why is Shadic assuming that the centipede, that Blaze would know this centipede?
You know, this whole conversation is kind of astounding.
Yeah?
Let's just keep going. Let's just get through it.
Astounding.
Blaze nodded. It used to be silver. She was my wife.
I see. Interesting. Are you okay with her as a centipede? Why did she turn into one?
We've been asking that question for quite some time now.
Yeah, we've been asking it the whole time.
I still don't know if I'm okay with it. As for why she became one, it was to help against Sonic. We were fighting him, and she used one of the serums found on the Ark.
I understand. What can we do about him?
Wait, hang on. Wait, I thought you were making a joke. It actually does say that. Oh my god.
Yeah, no. I don't know, Blaze said. We've tried so many things.
Are you okay with her as a centipede?
The more I think about it, the funnier.
Yeah. I need everyone to answer that question yourself. Are you okay with her as a centipede?
God, I wish you did still have
You
polls.
sound like someone's. I'm not. You know what? I can't.
Yeah, this would have been a great poll.
Yeah, this would have been an incredible poll. Just a poll in the corner.
I mean, just answer that question in the comments, I guess.
I guess, you know what, either in the comments or maybe I'll put a straw poll up or something and it'll be in the description.
And your two options are either the no emoji from our Discord server or Connor going, yeah? Those are your two options.
What? What? Why would you even put that in this story?
Why would you even put this story, Matt? Why would you even put this story? That's the main question I have
Are
to
you
ask.
okay with there's a centipede's going right up there with the centipede said nothing is one of the funniest fucking
yeah.
lines involving the centipede.
So many lines regarding the centipede are fucking amazing.
I think the twist is they turn into a millipede.
You said it!
I can't, like, you know how, like, they have, like, annotated Bibles? Like, I imagine there would be an annotated copy of The Reason for Insanity, and when you open it up, it's highlighted in pink, and then the little annotation that's attached just reads,
Yeah.
I mean,
I still don't, and she says I still don't know if I'm okay with it. Like she fucking changed gender or something.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, so are you okay with your lesbian wife being gay? Yeah, I don't know.
Now being gay I can handle, but turning into a centipede, I feel like that's going a little too far.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd honestly say, make that a third option. Went too far.
Went too far.
That's an old school reference for you.
Holy shit!
Car
Why
in the
did this
corner.
conversation need to happen?
Up in that corner,
You know
there's
what?
a card.
I
Click on
shouldn't
that.
complain.
him
That was
caught
the
up
best
to
laugh I've
speed.
gotten in a while.
Shadic sighed and looked at Shadow. She seemed so helpless. The immortal Hedgehog... He's immortal?
yeah.
The
I mean,
immortal
he's ultimate
Hedgehog
life.
gulped and looked at
Fucking
Blaze.
kid. Who knows, dude? He's whatever.
Good point.
Yeah. What about Tails? Maybe he can help us. Besides, Sonic said that the centipede was killing him. Why not wait until it does?
It's been like
It's too
I think
slow.
Silver
for
probably
him.
starved to death in there. But I like what Blaze says, like it's an RPG.
I don't know how much damage he can do before it kills him.
He's got pretty big buffs against poison. I don't know.
Yeah, like his poison resistance pretty dang high.
I'll go see Tails. Stay here and make sure nothing happens to Shadow.
Yeah, it's one of those things where he's not technically immune, but they kind of left it in to fool you into thinking the poison's at all useful. But I mean, really,
Yeah.
you did that burn damage.
I mean, the annoying thing is that the poison ticks are invisible, so you can't tell that it's doing very little damage.
Yeah, it feels like more.
The ultimate life form watched Blaze leave. He sighed, sat on the bed, and looked at his mother. She wasn't moving, just sitting in the wheelchair, still on life support.
Wheelchair. I imagine a wheelchair up on a bed when you read that. That's kind of how it felt.
Yeah.
Like lying on its back. They don't even get her out of it to put her in bed.
Damn.
You probably don't even know who I am.
He said,
I wish this hadn't had to happen.
bad.
Wish this had not had to happen. Bleh.
Shadow sat there. Shadic could hear her breathing into the tube in her mouth. And her hand.
And her hand, what?
So
Breathe into her hand?
So wait, so is her hand so is her hand in her mouth? Is the tube in her hand, or is she breathing
she's
in her
holding
hand?
the tube in her own mouth.
I mean, I do have to cover my mouth with my hand to do.
Oh, I thought you pulled up an app on your phone.
So,
Nah.
like, maybe she's just doing the sound effect.
Yeah, maybe.
Then again, Connor also does a really good like police radio. The whole.
Yeah.
True Bloods. Can you not?
Yeah.
Shadic thought over everything Blaze had told him. He wanted to know more about his mother.
Sorry. Shadow, I'm sorry. I know you gave me away, but why?
I mean, Blaze explained
Why?
why. but
Yeah,
okay.
Blaze
Yeah,
explained
Blaze,
it.
Blaze said why.
Shadow looked at him, but there wasn't any recognition in her eyes. Shadic whimpered and looked away, staring to cry.
Since I saw staring to cry.
Laying on the bed, he put his face in the pillow as he cried. He just hoped Blaze got back soon.
I mean, that was a real short and sweet.
Why the hell was that chapter called Truth?
Well,
Because Shadic learns the truth of Sonics. Like,
Yeah, Shadic heard from
Shadic
Tails
just
and
walks
Blaze.
into Tails' room, and Tails is like, "Oh, here, go to Blaze," and then Blaze just lore dumps.
yeah,
yeah.
she just, expositions.
Yeah.
Gotta get Shadic up to speed.
You gotta have
There
that
you go.
expository
Now he knows
banter.
everything that, happened before.
Chapter 3 was
age
just to catch the chat on the write-up.
yeah.
Because, half the chat showed up 10 minutes late. Even though we have a standard schedule.
Half the chat showed up, 23 chapters late.
They're like, "Oh no, what's going on?" And then, this is what you missed. Chapter 23, there you go.
Good job.
All right. Chapter 24, the discussion of Shadow.
Are we gonna keep Shadow?
How
Mom,
formal
can
a
we
title.
keep her? I know she's sick, but
I
can
know
we
she's
keep
in a
her?
vegetative state, but come on.
Yeah.
I'll take really good care of her.
Real jar
Yeah.
of Prego, you know what I'm saying?
I'll walk her every day.
Yeah. I won't pour her into the spaghetti.
Yeah.
That's
A
all
few
I
hours
rinse that
later.
meat.
A few hours later, Blaze came back to her house. She had gotten some serums from Tails' house after the fox was released,
Did he just have serums
and
hanging out
arrived
of his
there
house?
as well.
He did. Remember
He did.
when
That's right, he
gave
did.
Silver
He
and
did
Blaze
just have
serums?
serums hanging out at his house. Fuck!
Yeah,
He's a mad scientist.
I was
hate
gonna
this.
say, store the energy because I guarantee you something will happen to pop you later.
Yeah,
I
didn't she
have-
say he would be released in a few days, and now he's just out?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean,
They
days,
just
hours.
I don't know if you know how hospitals work. You ever, like in GTA, when you get blown up and they just kick you out of the hospital and you're just fine? That's how hospitals
Here's
work.
the thing,
You go
they
there,
can't-
you heal, and then they just throw you out after a couple
I
days.
mean, they can't keep you there against your will. I mean, you can just walk out if you want.
I guess
No,
that's
that's also
true.
true.
You just heal. It's like you're just okay now. And then they just
Also,
throw you
did
out
we
of the
just
hospital.
leave Sonic killing hospital staff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's gonna stop?
Pay no mind to that Shadic ran out of the hospital with Sonic still in there dealing with the staff.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, he's just. It's such a non-issue. It's not even.
Yeah.
They didn't even put it in the story. They're like, and he does that again.
Yeah.
As you
fucking do.
What is a 382nd person to Sonic's body count?
Mm-hmm. Who cares? At this point, hospital staff, that's just a statistic.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Shadic! She yelled. I'm back! The cat heard crying coming from her room. Blaze went into her room, placing the serums down on her way in. Seeing Shadic crying on her bed, she went over and lay a hand on his back. Mindful of the quills, she started petting him.
Weird detail alert!
Yeah.
Mind the quills.
I was getting so ready to roast you on, you're gonna get stabbed so many times by hedgehog quills.
Mm-hmm. But because you wrote that,
me.
Steel Donut has to take a step back. There's nothing we can say to criticize that sentence.
Perfectly fine.
A completely normal thing to say.
They knew someone out there was going to complain about that. They nipped that right in the bud before anyone could.
Excuse me, Chuckinator and Fangs of Lightning. How dare you not mention his quills? That's my imitation of fanfiction.net reviewers.
I mean, it's pretty spot on.
I just sort of picture them as like a little bristling like MS Paint drawing, or maybe like one of those like bird animations, bird.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's wrong? Shadic looked at her, slapping her hand away.
I'm so angry.
Yeah. It's just, I miss so much of my life, especially considering I pretty much skipped 16 years of it. I was kidnapped only to find out that I have a mother who is in a vegetative state and a father who is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Blaze sighed. She had asked a stupid question.
Yeah. I mean, we can't, no, I'm not gonna say it wasn't.
Ask me anything. I'll explain it to you the best I can.
Fucking magic 8-ball.
Blaze.
And his first question is outstanding.
I mean, it kind of is a magic 8-ball question. Yeah. Why is my father insane?
Ask again later.
Yeah.
I was hoping you'd ask an easier question.
Yeah.
Yikes. Okay,
listen, Shadic, I'm not a psychologist.
I'm not a doctor, so I don't know anything really about this.
No.
Or, she can say, I assume it's the abuse he was subject to as a child. He didn't tell anyone about it, so we couldn't help him. It's his fault.
Real quick,
man.
Easy $1 million. Buy a bunch of stocks in magic 8-balls, and then tell people that you've made $1 million on the stock market using a magic 8-ball. They'll buy a bunch of magic 8-balls, and your stocks will go up.
The ultimate scheme.
Yeah, there you go. That'll totally work.
Yeah. Wait, did you say part of the plan was buying 1 million magic 8-balls?
No, buying a bunch of stocks in magic 8-balls.
Oh, okay, not 1 million though.
Yeah, and then they'll buy them after you say that you used it to buy other stocks, and then the stocks you actually did buy go up.
That does sound like a good plan, yes.
Hey, sir.
Shadic hesitated.
Dang.
Is there any way we can stop him?
Blaze nodded and brought out the serums Tails had given her. Tails thinks these should be able to help.
What are they?
Boy.
Transformation serums. Not permanent, so we don't need to worry about that.
Yeah, if you could lift the rug, I'm just going to sweep some stuff under.
Yeah.
I kind of want...
Never mind.
Bob, I kind of want you to check the picture you took of this chapter a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
I feel like that might be a line that got added in. In the updates, because Chuck Nader keeps taking the story down and changing a sentence or two and putting it back up.
I will check right now.
A few moments later.
Actually, they changed it. It was, what are they? Transformation serums? That was one quote, and then the other one was not permanent, so they moved transformation serums from him assuming to her explaining.
So that fixed everything.
I mean,
that fixed everything.
It is better, but a small potato.
Very
little
really
bitty
small,
potato.
tiny little baby potato.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean-
compared to how hilarious it is that you have to specify after, the events and permanent changes that have already happened.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
also, like,
yeah.
it's this baby potato, and this story is like the whole story is like the potato that won first prize at the county fair.
Yeah,
If
the
Tails
potato
can
that
make
is
serums
literally the
that-
size of a person.
Wait, did Tails make these serums or did he find them?
Eh?
Because if serums can be made that can transform you into
Anything.
a number of things, and it's
Anything.
not permanent, why don't you just make a serum that can change gender that isn't permanent?
The more you ask me to think about the story, the worse my life becomes.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Okay, what if I had a serum that could turn me temporarily into a centipede, huh?
No,
Then people wouldn't ask me if I was wouldn't ask my wife if she was okay with me being a centipede.
Now, atheists, tell me this: if science is perfect, why isn't there a serum that can turn you into a serum?
Whoa.
Whoa.
The other thing, Bob, is that these serums are just found, and that has even more questions, as in, who is making these? Where are they finding these?
Like, were
Are they just lying
extracted?
around? Do they
Like,
have to go on fucking Adeptus Mechanicus
Why don't
fucking
they just
dungeon
inject
runs to
Sonic-
get these?
Just inject Sonic with a serum that'll make him dead.
That's called a poison bomb.
turns you into a corpse. Yeah, a rock. So they can't move.
Maybe. I mean, at that point, just make a serum that just makes somebody completely fine.
That's it. Turn him into a corpse, and then get out your what's one of the classes in Darkest Dungeon that clears corpses, Matt?
Leper. Leper
Yeah,
does.
you say
Yeah, love.
leper. And what's the plague doctor?
Yeah.
Does Plague Doctor clear
I think so,
corpses?
yeah. He
Yes,
has
yes, absolutely.
the
I
grenade
didn't
that
know
does.
that. She does? Okay, I just remember the leper has one where you can do that.
I mean, a lot of
buff
them do.
himself?
Wait,
and also
hold on.
clears
I
all
want
corpses?
to. Yella, did you just suggest that someone might make a serum that makes Sonic okay?
I mean, at this point,
Yeah,
What
just
if you
normal
made a
Sonic.
serum that made Sonic okay, but not permanently?
oh my god,
He could choose to be insane sometimes.
You would just activate his dark side.
Yeah!
oh god.
That sounds great!
I mean, it's
Oh,
like
no, I
it's
don't
literally
wanna
a
think
serum to
about
give you
this.
a beast mode.
Yeah, just beast
Well, no,
mode serum.
it gives you a non-beast mode, because
Well,
you're
I mean,
always
you could have
in
one for the
beast
people who
mode.
are already just non-beast.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true, yeah.
Give everybody a chance to beast out.
I'm just gonna start from transformation serums. Not permanent, so we don't need to worry about that.
What kind?
Shadic asked. Blaze looked at them. A variety. Weapons, machines, animals, and monsters.
Oh, we're about to get some sitcom stuff here. Can't you already become a plane?
Yes, I don't think I'll be using any of these. Shadic grabbed the serums, looking at them. Reading each of the labels, he tried to decide what would be the most helpful against Sonic. Oh gosh, I hope the chat on the right is helping decide which ones.
Should I wait?
He asked Blaze. Blaze nodded. It would be best.
But you can change
Why?
it any time.
Yeah, if
They're
it's
not-
not.
Who gives two flying fucks? Just take them all now.
It would be best if you waited.
Hey.
Give me a fucking break.
I mean, when he takes the serum, he transforms into the thing then and there. He could change back, so Blaze doesn't want him to destroy her house further.
Yeah, he's gonna turn into a
More than she's
battleship.
already destroyed it by turning into a fucking
A
airplane in it.
small-
Step
plane, Matt.
outside.
A little plane.
Just leave.
That's how. That's. Bleh.
All right.
That's how
Yeah.
I felt about this entire story so far.
In other words, again, Matt Damon.
Leave.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Will you tell me when I ought to use it? Ought to. That's an odd thing for me to say.
Yeah, I mean, he is very posh.
Oh, you know, it's father.
Yeah, I will. Shadic looked at Shadow again.
I hope she'll be okay. How long has she been like this?
He asked his adopted mother. A few months at least.
What?
I thought it was 2 weeks.
Huh?
What?
That's a big old shrug emoji from me,
Authors,
Chief.
the two authors have two different timelines.
I don't give a
Time
fucking shit.
is
I don't
meaningless.
give a fucking shit. I don't even know why I said anything. I don't fucking
Yeah.
care.
I literally
Blaze
have
shook
like,
remember-
her head. I don't think she's ever going to be back to normal.
That's how I feel after reading
I will
this.
never be back to normal.
Tears came to his eyes and he nodded.
So, what's wrong with her? I mean, you already explained this, but feel free to explain it again. Is she still in a
I
vegetative
want to
state
hear
or
it
what?
again.
What?
Or what?
Look
no,
at her.
she just likes to be like this. She just sits.
Yeah,
Your
everyone,
eyes can answer that second question.
Whenever
What the
they
fuck
look
are you
away,
talking about?
whenever they look away, like her eye, she opens up her eye and like peeks at them and like snickers to herself. She's like, I gotta.
I'm in a vegetative state. This will be so funny when I pull this fucking prank.
I mean, it's a
Are we
free
at the
ride
thing
for the
where
rest
one
of your
author
life,
wrote
really.
one chapter and the other author wrote the other chapter, and they're both including the same information twice?
Wait,
Doing this
you know
shit
what?
again?
That's amazing. And when if your Magic 8-Ball scheme fails, pretend to be in a coma, and then even if they decide to pull the plug, you just get up and walk away.
Yeah, because you're just pretending. So you
Well,
won't
hang
actually
on.
die.
That's not. I mean, remember that is the way doctors check whether or not you're okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Card in the corner.
Card in the corner.
I watched that just the other day, but that has lost none of its impact.
Yeah.
Hang on, what was it? I don't remember that one.
I miss you so much, baby.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
They pull
Yeah.
the plug on.
No.
That's what I thought he was going into.
I'm going crazy taxi mode right now, boys.
She responds. She responds more than she used to now, but I don't think she's gotten much better.
I mean, that's kind of the definition of getting better, but okay.
Shadic nodded. Okay.
I mean, that's honestly similar to the one time where they actually were making progress with, like, Sonic, like, actually giving information
yeah.
about his mental state, and the doctor
like,
being like,
I don't think this is getting anywhere.
nowhere.
Yes.
Getting anywhere.
God, I hated that part so much.
Shadic nodded and looked at Shadow once again. She turned her head and looked at him. He felt sorry that she had to be like this.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry I had to do
Weird
this
phrasing.
Yeah.
Very weird.
Is she going to die?
She didn't have to be like
Is she gonna die? It's like, not if Jeb Bush has anything to say about it. Old political jokes.
There have been times I was tempted to let her.
What?
This is getting real.
I'm sorry, I read that without thinking about it. Let me read that again. Is she going to die? The response is, there have been times I was tempted to let her, but as long as she has her life support, she'll live.
Yeah, literally pull the plug.
Okay.
How is that your decision to make?
It's not.
What is your fucking problem?
Fuck off.
We're getting back into the real serious shit.
What
It's
the
like
fuck is your problem?
I've had to deal with this for months and months on end, and sometimes, I mean, I love her, but sometimes I wish this wasn't a problem anymore. Yeah.
God.
I don't say it out loud and I don't do anything about it, but just sometimes I wish she was
And I
gone.
There's
know
a
it's
song-
fucked up,
there's
but
a
it's
song
So
that-
my
fucking
week.
dark.
There's a song that
Yeah.
tackles that train of thought really well, actually. But Medication
There's a
by
story
Damien
that
Drada.
tackles it really well as well. It's called
yeah,
A
this
Reason
one, yeah.
for
Yeah,
Insanity.
it's called A Reason for Insanity.
But no, Medication by Damien Drada, great song. But if she'll be like this for the rest of her life, wouldn't it be best to let her die? She really can't do anything. But she can't really do anything.
Yeah, hitting the hard philosophical questions without any tact.
No.
Blaze
God.
thought about it.
I don't even
Keep
want to
thinking
engage
that
with all of it.
myself. Shadow wouldn't want to be in this sorry state either. Blaze looked at Shadow again. But I can't bring myself to let her die. It isn't much better than killing her myself.
This is actually tackling this pretty normally. It's kind of weird.
Oh my God, this though.
Well, she'll die eventually. We all die someday. Eat at Arby's.
Wow.
Like, what the fuck?
Wow.
Like,
Why are they even discussing this?
You know, they
I'm
need
gonna
to
steal a
have,
joke from Bob and say this as TACT, tact.
yeah, tact, TAC.
and because we can't do a car in the corner, please check out Nihilist Arby's hilarious Twitter. Like a fucking amazing Twitter.
Shadic hesitated, looking at Shadow again. He walked up to her, and Shadow looked at him with soulless eyes.
Whoa.
Her eyes are
Wow.
probably mega dry. You should close them.
Hot take, if souls exist, I think people in vegetative states might still have souls.
Yeah? Presumably.
I'm looking at this story with soulless eyes. Let me
I mean, if they're
boy,
wearing
I
shoes.
got
I
a
get to-
thousand. I got
Guys.
a fucking 1,000-yard stare on this bad boy.
Guys, I get to do the femme shadow voice again.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Alright, let me find it again first. Damn. Perfect. Oh?
I'm amazed by how
Shadic.
much I haven't missed that voice.
He said. The hedgehog frowned.
Shadic?
She asked, trying to remember. Then she looked at him. The hedgehog reminded her of Sonic.
Sonic. You remind me of him.
The old tell them tell.
Yeah.
Love it.
Shadic's eyes widened, and he nodded.
Yes.
Whoa.
I'm his and your son. The fuck? This movie blows all the others away.
Shadow stared at him.
I'm not that old.
How do you have that sense of self?
You're an old maid now.
Wait,
You old
thought she was-
hag.
she was suffering from such serious brain damage, but then she's also got a sense of time. Okay.
I don't know, man.
I don't even have a sense of time, like, about today.
That
I
sounds
don't
like a
know-
you problem.
I don't know how long it's been since I ate last.
If someone knocked on your door and was like, "Hi, I'm your son," would you just be like, "Okay, yeah, makes
sure.
sense"?
Yeah. That sounds like me.
All right.
Whoa.
Happens all the time, so.
Okay. I don't know why I'm
immortal-
suddenly okay with it, but okay.
The immortal hedgehog frowned, wondering what Shadow meant by that. Shadow wasn't immortal. He knew. So he looked
How?
at Blaze for an explanation.
No.
What?
He's pretty much
That's
an
a
imp,
weird
keep in
thing
mind.
to say, but that's also a weird line of thought to go from that as well.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Like, that is not the line of thought I was going.
Yeah, well, to quote Lil Wayne, "You're the caboose to my train of thoughts, and control of my thoughts is like taming sharks." Kind of how the story is, honestly.
The question shouldn't have been asked, but now that it was, it needs to be answered.
Okay.
By the way, I have Bright Eyes from the Watership Down animated movie playing in the background now.
Oh, okay, good.
It just totally, it was the first thing that came to mind with the whole discussion of like, should we leave her in a vegetative state, blah, 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 blah.
That's a good song. Adam Young did a good cover of that, too.
Yeah.
Behind Bright Eyes, DJ and Shadic. I think she's referring to how old you look, she said. She's not old enough to have given birth to someone your age.
No dicks.
Shadic frowned and looked at Shadow again.
How old is she?
He asked Blaze. 21.
I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, I wanted to, but I'm not going to.
Wait.
Okay, maybe I will. I'll just put it on screen.
If you do it, I do it.
21. Right. The immortal. Such a shitty old.
Yeah, I'm assuming you're going to cut where I said it before you guys debated on whether you'd
I'll
say
sync it up. I'll
Yeah.
sync it up. The immortal
a reference
hedgehog
to?
nodded. It's a reference to a meme from like 7 years ago.
I don't
It's
know
ancient.
this one. Huh?
21.
I'll show you after.
It'll be in the N-Jinx playlist.
Yeah. The immortal hedgehog nodded, looking at Shadow again. She looked past him, not saying anything, still breathing through the feeding tube. Okay.
What?
You don't know what a feeding tube does.
You breathe through breathing tubes, you feed through feeding tubes, you shit through shitting tubes. It's very simple medicine.
Yeah, like just name two. Like it's very self-explanatory. Even an idiot should
called a
realize what
feeding
tubes do.
Yeah, I remember about back
breathe
when they
through
had all
it.
those commercials for medical supplies where it was so easy a caveman can do it.
Yeah.
Isn't that something we can do?
Blaze shook her head. The doctor said she would be like this for the rest of her life.
Oh, okay.
I guess it is best to kill her, even though she's alive now and moving around. She's alive before she actually took the conscious.
let me tell you. It's been like, I don't know how many chapters since I killed
I'm
something.
bored. Time to slaughter.
Why is this what's happening now?
I'm waking up from the coma. I feel better than ever. Oh, it's best that we really kill her.
Because
No, guys, I've
the
been fine.
true-
I'm fine, guys. I recovered. Yep. I'm sorry I had
She's
to do
just
this
saying
to
that
you.
it's her brain damage talking.
Go.
It's a shame that it has to be done to you.
No.
That's the classic formula of Arfie. One chapter, a bunch of insane fighting and stuff happens. The next chapter, an insane conversation happens that goes nowhere.
Yeah.
No.
You know
I mean,
what?
this once more has the whole like should I get an abortion vibe.
It really
Instead of
does,
abortion,
yeah.
it's euthanasia this time.
Is this the poetic justice? Like it comes back around, and now instead of her deciding on whether or not she should get an abortion, they're deciding on whether or not she should fucking die.
I think
know.
it's incredible to me that like I'm pro euthanasia, just personally. That's my stance on it. I'm happy to have a conversation about that in private with anybody who wants to. But well, not anybody. But I'm happy to have that conversation, that debate. This is the nightmare scenario.
Yeah.
This is exactly what people who are anti-euthanasia don't want to happen, and I totally see that. This is not how euthanasia should happen, where someone is recovering in front of them and they go, I guess we'll put a bullet in her brain. Like, what are you doing?
You know, I had to do it to him.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about like voluntary euthanasia. It's already a thing where you can pull the plug, in some places.
Right, yeah. True.
This is involuntary euthanasia. Not many people
If they
support that.
take away my feeding tube, I won't be able to
isn't
breathe
even euthanasia.
anymore.
This is just murder.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Involuntary euthanasia. That's the
Involuntary
code for murder.
euthanasia is just murder, I'm pretty sure.
Shadic bit his lower lip, turning his gaze to the floor.
You said so yourself that she wouldn't want to be left like this, conscious and moving around.
Consciously, sometimes speaking words.
Conscious and...
Engaging in limited conversation.
Guys, Yella told me once in confidence that he really doesn't want to keep living like this anymore, so I think it's time. We just we honor his wishes. His final
I'm
request.
sorry, Yella. I'm sorry this had to happen to you.
Oh no!
Like,
And
you
might
can make
say-
all these. You can make all these same fucking arguments to somebody who's sleeping. Like, imagine the rest of us standing over, I don't know, Matt while he's sleeping, and we go, oh, look at him, he can't talk or anything.
Might as
You
well
wouldn't
just-
want to live like this.
I'm meant to traumatize a bunch of people,
all we have to do at that point is just move the pillow from under his head to over his head, and then just
Sorry, buddy.
I'm gonna traumatize some people here, but it's like that thing.
You know what?
where,
You know what, Bob? It's okay as long as you
sure.
say, I'm sorry I had to do this to you. I won't get over that. I'm sorry this had to happen to you. Like, it didn't have to happen to her. You know that, right? This didn't have to happen. This wasn't fate. This is a long line of horrible decisions. This didn't have to happen. It was entirely avoidable.
Okay, Matt. Deep breath.
What the fuck?
Let's
breath,
move on
and then
real quick.
move
That
on.
joke I was gonna make, I'll just explain it. I was gonna say, people often bury hamsters that they think are dead because they are stupid and they don't know that hamsters hibernate. And the pet store people don't know it either and don't bother to tell them. So I was gonna compare that to what was happening here. But now let's move on.
No.
Shadow said quietly. They looked at her. Shadow was shaking her head slightly. Now what? Blaze asked.
Wow, you bitch.
Fuck's sake, we were just about to fucking shoot you and you had to stir? What is this? Fucking go back to being dead and in a coma or some shit. Come on.
It's like that with Drex, Oh, great, the nurses are all staring at my junk. They're like, oh, well, he's definitely alive. Yay.
Don't die.
I think she's saying she doesn't want us to die. And what's the opposite of us dying? Her living. So, she wants us to kill her. You see, this works out very well.
Yeah, yes. Yes.
Blaze looked at Shadic. I think she's saying she doesn't want to die. She stroked the side of Shadow's face. We'll keep looking after you. Don't worry. And then
I would be worrying.
she turns to Shadic and just kind of like,
No. Make sure you keep checking in with us,
Push
or,
the gun away.
might have to change our
let's
minds.
let's just wait till she falls asleep.
Then she won't be able to complain.
I mean, remember that earlier in this conversation, Blaze was like, it has crossed my mind many a time to just fucking kill her.
Yeah.
Shadow fell silent once again. Blaze looked at the serums in her hands and gave a few to Shadic.
You just have some.
Guys. One will transform you into the bio lizard, and the other is meant to take Sonic's powers away.
Yeah.
What?
What?
Okay.
Okay.
what?
Okay.
Yeah.
You have that?
Once again.
Yes.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
Yeah, she has that.
One will transform you into the bio lizard. I guess Tails found that one, I hope. The other is meant to take Sonic's powers away. He just had it sitting around in his lab.
Maybe, like, he got released from the hospital and made it.
Made it real fast.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Uh-oh, back to the lab again. Oh, no, back to the lab again. That's what I feel.
How will we get close enough to inject it?
Blaze smirked and brought out another serum. This one would turn her into a strong robot so she could match Sonic's power.
What the fuck is this shit?
I can match Sonic with this, she said.
Fuck you.
You just need to inject the serum after I stop him long enough.
Yeah. Why don't we just have like the centipede like pop out his nose and like grab the serum real quick and then slide it back in and inject it that way?
How about Shadic just like
stupid?
Well, how about Shadic go back to Sonic and just be like, I killed Blaze and I killed Tails.
By the way, I made you this
and
daiquiri.
I killed Shadow. I hope you're proud of me, Dad. And Sonic's like, wow, you did great work. Oh, why'd you stab me with this? Eat shit, asshole.
Hey, Dad, you want to do some heroin with me? Wink.
Yeah. Why is your heroin a different color than mine? Shut up, Dad. It's good heroin. Try it.
I'm only 16. Yeah. I can only have heroin junior.
That seems fair. All right, here we go. Oh, you tricked me.
That's if you
also,
really...
I like that classic tell and tell of it will allow her to match Sonic. I can match Sonic.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. Cool.
Good.
Nice. I'm
Classic.
glad. Sure. Just throw that in there. I don't care. Sure.
That's the least crazy part of the conversation that just happened.
Author doesn't care. I don't know why I should care either.
And before we move on, I one last thing to say about that: the Oops All Berries heroin, classic.
The fruitinesses.
Yeah.
The fruitiness.
Say what you will about artificial flavors, it still gets my blood flowing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Say what you will about artificial insemination. I have no idea. I'm trying to think of something else artificial.
Oops, all berries. All right. It's Shadic's line. All right.
All right.
Shadic said, grinning.
Should we leave now? What about Shadow?
We should ask someone to look after her, Blaze said. I don't want to leave her here by herself.
Let's ask Tails. He was just released from the hospital.
I know.
Yeah.
All right. Stay with her. I'll get Tails.
Why didn't he just bring
Blaze-
the serums over himself?
What? Weren't you just at his house?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Did you just let yourself
he has
in?
a phone.
Yeah.
Blaze ran off and returned half an hour later with Tails. Blaze and Shadic explained everything to him. Thank God we didn't have to hear it again. And the fox agreed to help. Shadic sighed and them nodded as the two walked out of the house, looking for Sonic.
Gee, I wonder where he is.
Did they ask Tails about the serum that just strips Sonic of all his powers? Did they ask him where he got that? No. We're okay with that then, huh?
Do you know where he was intending? I'm just not gonna.
Yeah, we're okay with that, Matt.
Do you know where he was intending to go? Blaze asked.
We were at the hospital ready to kill Tails. I don't know where we went next.
After he was done killing all the hospital staff.
That's not good.
I'm sure we'll find him. He probably has a lot he wants to do in this city.
Well,
Yeah,
this
in
is
the
the
city of
only
Station
goddamn
Square.
city.
Go
You
shop.
just have to follow
you
the
run
trail
errands.
of bodies.
Yeah.
Just follow all
It
the
sure
corpses
is
scattered
boring
about.
around here.
Listen for the screaming and you'll find Sonic.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that was a
I mean,
weird.
one thing I can say actually, real quick about the location of Sonic, he's definitely in Station Square.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, that was a weird place to end that chapter.
Yeah.
But next chapter is titled A Reason for Insanity.
Oh, finally, we're gonna find it.
Finally.
Thanks for watching. We're halfway through 2020 and the SDC wouldn't have made it this far without the help of our patrons, especially our Platinum D-holes, Dr. Faust, ODST795, Polly Hebert, and Stannis the Manus. We've got big things planned in the future, and if you want to hear about it early, joining the Patreon and the public Discord are great ways to support us and get involved. Stay safe, y'all.